Let's face it, sometimes life gets busy and you just don't get around to publishing as frequently as you would like on your blog. I know that that happens to me, especially since I'm now managing a couple different blogs. You know, there's times where I constantly am feeling that pressure of producing articles for my blog. And in a way, that's a good pressure because you want to constantly be working toward it. That's the important part of building a blog, is constantly adding value and new content. And also, Google loves the fact that a site will continually add new, fresh, relevant content. So you want to be doing that for sure. But at times, what do you do when you're about to go on vacation, or you know you've got a busy week coming up and you want to have posts on your site? What do? Well, you could go and pay for people to certainly provide content for your blog and pay for those articles. But in this video, I'm actually going to cover a free way that you can get quality guest posts for your blog. So there's a site that I've been using and I found very useful. It's called myblogguest.com. There's a free account and a pro account. What I'm about to show you is available in the free account, and this actually works both ways. You can actually easily find or become a guest blogger on various blogs, and you can also accept content from people who are wanting to do guest posting. So in this video, we're going to start by just focusing purely on accepting articles to go on your site. So they have an articles gallery. Just click on this and show you what I'm talking about. And just about every single niche that you can imagine is out there. You can do a keyword search if you wanted, and try to do, if you have a specific topic that you want to cover on your blog. You can also just drill down into certain categories. So if you have a family, personal type blog, you could click on this and it's just going to show guest posts that other people have written that's specifically related into family and personal. So you can see I've got some here. There's 3 simple tips in changing a spare room into a craft room. Let's see. Top 5 reasons people move to San Diego. How can you tell if your husband's cheating? 3 clubs for moms to start. Is marriage still important? So let's say that, I like this idea. I want to have an article like this on my site. Then what I can do is I can simply just click preview, and it's going to give me a snapshot. I can't read the entire article, but I can read this to begin to say, okay, this is relatively clear. This person's a decent writer. So this is, an article that I would like to try to host on my site. Then you can also actually look down into the author byline and find the link that the person's going to get, their bio link. And if you don't like what they have, if they have something that's just completely foreign, then you don't want to necessarily accept that article. For example, if this is one about marriage and it's a website pointing to how to become a mechanic in the author byline, then maybe I probably wouldn't go for that article. But luckily, there's plenty of good content out there with decent bylines that you don't have to worry about that. So if I wanted to make an offer for this, then I can simply click on this offer button, choose which site I wanted to host that on, tell them, roughly about how long from now do I plan on publishing it, and then I can just kind of make my offer. Hey, I really like this article, would love to host this on my site. So then later, if they come back and they say yes, I'll actually get an email notification, and then I'll get access to the complete whole article that's listed here. Now, one thing you could do is you could take that complete article once you get it and run it through Copyscape, just to make sure that it's not copied content from somewhere else. But the good news is it's really not necessary, because my blog guest does a phenomenal job with putting together checklists, and they also have full-time people who actually are reading, editing, correcting the spelling, and trying to make sure that the credibility and the integrity of the site produces good content. And so by that I mean they run it through Copyscape, they make sure that the title is capitalized, the first letter in each word. Let me just kind of jump in and I'll show you what I mean. If I were to jump in to the other side, this is where you can write content that other people can post on their site. If I were to click on Submit Article, and this is the process for, I'm not going to go through the process, but I just wanted to show you this checklist so you can get an idea of the kind of quality of content you're getting. At the very bottom, it says see the quality checklist. And so here's what writers must adhere to. The article has to be unique. The title has to be capitalized. The HTML code has to be clean. The article's broken into subheadings. There's modest self-linking, so you're not going to get an article that's got 10, 15 links in it. There's going to be one relevant anchor text link for self-linking. The images that a lot of them put images with it. I'm using CC attributes, images, screenshots. I've selected the best category. This article's so good I'd gladly publish it on my own site. So these are the kind of checklists that people who want to submit articles on this site have to go through in order to even put it out there. But again, they've got 3 or 4, I believe, moderators who are reading the articles, checking the articles, editing them for grammar and spelling to make sure that you get a good quality experience. Now, one more thing before I kind of conclude and wrap up this part is my blog guest has recently launched a free WordPress plugin that you can plug into your specific sites. Let me just jump over into my Simple Life Habit site and show you what I mean. If you see down here at the bottom left-hand corner, there's actually a My Blog Guest section where I can find articles, article offers that I've already made, articles that were given to me, and then, of course, this is for the initial setup of the putting in your login credentials. So for example, right inside of here, and this really streamlines it, if I say, okay, I was planning on publishing this Friday, but I'm not going to be able to, I need a good article, and then I can come in here right inside my WordPress dashboard, search for an article, and then let's say, oh, I like this 5 customer service mistakes you need to avoid. I think that would be really good. So I can preview it right inside here. So you see I can preview it, I can make an offer if I want, and then what that does is it actually puts it over into the article offer section where it's just kind of at a holding place, and that person has to decide whether they want to publish that on your blog. And so as you can see here, this is an example of one that was approved, one that I wanted to have about how to keep track of your workout. And so now that it's been given to me, I can jump over to those articles that have been given to me. And you see here it is, how to keep track of your workout. I can simply click on Import to Drafts. By doing that, it's going to go over into my drafts, and once that happens, I can kind of clean it up. I can add a picture if I didn't have a picture that came with it. I can take a look at it and go through it and basically schedule it to go live and to publish it. And so that is essentially how the process works. So if you want to have a little bit more content on your site, and I would not encourage you to fill up your site with nothing but guest posts, but I think it's a good thing for you to kind of mix in your voice along with other people's voice and their expertise and other topics, and allow for guest posts to be on your blog. It also shows that there's more going on your site than meets the eye. If there's people that are willing to reach out and publish articles on your blog, that's telling the average reader that there must be some activity here. So it can serve as social proof as well. And also lastly, I've found that actually publishing some of this guest post content has really increased me getting people reaching out to me about publishing guest posts on my site as well.